from Even Star. Hope you are having a great day and a good week. Short week in a lot of states in Australia thanks to a long weekend. Today's topic is all about stress and pregnancy, and this is something that I think needs to be brought up because there is a lot of information out there now for women who are or are wanting to fall pregnant about how to look after themselves on a physical level, but not so much talked about how to look after themselves on a mental and emotional level. And obviously that is something that is really, really important. I did have another blog a little while ago about preparing yourself for conception, and this also talks about the non-physical things you need to take into account. So it was called Preparing for Conception on an Energetic Level. So I will put a link to that in the notes in the comments below, just in case you missed that one and you want to have a read or a listen to that one as well. But for today, so really if you are pregnant or you are thinking about becoming pregnant, then I think that generally these days we all know that we have to eat really good foods. There are certain foods you have to avoid when you're pregnant. You also need to avoid toxins and pollutants and germs in general, but not so much talked about is avoiding stress. So these days we all in modern life are under some level of stress, and unfortunately this is a lot of the time way too much than we should be, and really the biggest risk is that a lot of the time it's on a chronic level. So people are being stressed for ongoing periods of time. The human body is not designed for this. So our fight or flight response, which is what kicks in when we are stressed, is designed to be activated to deal with a danger. And the problem is that our bodies don't recognize that we're actually not running away from a saber-toothed tiger. We are dealing with a grumpy boss, or we are dealing with irritable children, or whatever it may be that is giving you stress. And that if this continues, then that fight or flight response continues, and our body continues to excrete hormones that are activated by that, like cortisol. And this is really bad for our well-being. So your body never gets a break. Your parasympathetic nervous system never gets to kick in. And this is the one that is in control of rest and digest. And this can lead to some really ongoing chronic health concerns of its own. Now, if you are pregnant, then the stress that you are under is also potentially going to have an effect on your on your unborn child. And that may then manifest when that child is born. So there is, I guess, a limited amount of research still into this at the moment, but it is gradually becoming more and more, and is showing that, of course, pregnant women who are under stress are going to be likely to be suffering from things like elevated blood pressure, from poor sleep, just like anybody else that is under stress, but also what can often be the case is that if you are under stress for a big proportion of your pregnancy, your baby will potentially be underweight, which then has a lot of implications for the health of that child. So one of the most worrying ones is the health implications of brain development to babies whose mothers are under stress, and how this can affect behaviour and a lot more serious things down the track. Now, I do have, I guess, a minor experience of this, in that I was under a lot of stress with my second pregnancy, and my second child was a very different child to my first child. First child very relaxed, easygoing, easy to deal with. Second child didn't sleep through the night until he was nearly 3, and just someone who was, I guess, a lot more activated all the time and struggled to relax. Now, certainly there was never any diagnosis of any problem, medically diagnosed problem with this child, and love him to bits, but he's always been my child, who is a lot harder work than the first child. So I just want people to be aware that there are implications for this. Now, the problem, I guess, is, well, what do you do about it? You know, this is how life is for so many people. What can you do to change that? And a lot of people just do what I did, shrug their shoulders and go, well, that's how it is. It's too bad. Nothing I can do about it. There's a few simple things that you certainly can do. And it's really important to take these into consideration when you are pregnant, or if you're thinking about becoming pregnant. So things like prioritising time to do things that you love, to do things that are going to activate some relaxation for you and activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Yoga is a great one. So yoga actually trains our brain that we can deal with stress. So it's a matter of either reducing the stress or increasing your resilience to the stress, so that your body doesn't go into that chronic cycle of fight or flight. So yoga, laughing. So yeah, go out for that night with your girlfriends and have a great laugh. That's going to be fantastic for your stress levels. Singing, meditation is one I always talk about. Absolutely everybody should be meditating, and this is going to be a wonderful way to build up your resilience to stress. So if you're not doing it already, please do. I will put a link below to an app that I really love for meditation called Insight Timer, which has thousands of meditations on it, all different types of meditation, and is one where everybody is going to be able to find something that they like to get them into that meditation practice. It is a practice. You need to keep doing it. You need to keep practicing, because it is not easy. Our brains are designed to think. They're not designed to switch off and be silent. So you just have to go with that. Let those thoughts in and out, and just go back to whatever it is you're focusing on in your meditation. You can do it and you will absolutely reap the benefits. So do it if you're not already. So other things are being in nature. So I've done a few blogs and videos recently about being in nature and the benefits of contacting with the earth, getting your shoes off, having your bare feet on the ground, on the grass, on the sand, and just being in nature in general, near trees, near flowing water, is going to be really beneficial for, again, activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So please make sure you do that too. Essential oils, they're something that is fantastic for dealing with mood and for working on all the energetic levels of the body, but they are very powerful tools, and a lot of them do need to be avoided in pregnancy. But luckily, I can say that lavender, beautiful, lovely lavender, as I like to call it, is one that you can use in pregnancy. So, and that is a really relaxing oil. If you don't like the smell of it, and some people don't, then put it on the bottoms of your feet when you go to bed. Okay, and last of all, of course, I'm going to speak about Reiki, which is my beautiful energy balancing modality, and this is something that's totally non-invasive, so anybody can have it at any time. I often see women who are pregnant or trying to become pregnant, and it is a great way for them to improve their well-being. It will help you deal with stress as well, just like meditation, help you build up that resilience to stress, and certainly help you to relax. The actual session itself is generally extremely relaxing, and then most people report feeling much more relaxed and balanced for a long time afterwards. So if you would like to book in to have a wellbeing assessment and an energetic balance with me, then please do. I'll put a link to that below as well. If you have any questions or you would like any more information, then please contact me, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Be well.